And folks, I don't do the Crow House in order to gain credibility for myself. I hope you all know that. There are no pictures of me anywhere. I've really wanted to keep any personal fame away from all of this mission that I'm on and away from all the work that I do. I've really attempted to simply let the information speak for itself. I provide a lot of links on my links page that all go to other websites. I mean, I could take the stories off those websites and post them all on my site and hope that I get more hits that way and say, look at all the information I've got. But I'd simply prefer you to have the opportunity to go and explore these other websites and have a look at what they've got, because they're all reputable sites. I try to keep the Crow House there for people to use as simply a truth portal, a starting point that people can go to find the truth. But anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that all of the information is provided to you, but it is up to you to understand that the only way we are going to bring about change to the earth is for you to change the world that you're in. It's to do it on a grassroots level, to get the people to wake up to what's going on, get the people to stop complying with the system. Now, if you simply lead by example, as I often say, start growing your own food, start treating people as you would be treated yourself, and when you present information to people, present it to them in the right way, present it to them not from a state of fear. Present them information just as a matter of interest. If people become angry with you in your attempts to do this, and they simply refuse to look or even consider anything you're saying, well, forget it, change the subject, and continue whatever else you were doing with that person, or move on to the next person. I went up to my local community today. I put up a few Crow House posters around town. I gave out about 40 DVDs to people in shops, people just walking around town. I'm going to be going up there again in the next couple of days and taking some internet censorship petitions with me as well. And this is how change is affected, folks. It's by changing your part of the world, by trying to reach your community, even if it is just your neighborhood or your local school group or your local church group or whatever, your local circle of friends, and gradually getting more and more people into the fold to help other people wake up as well. We can really easily fix the problems of the world, but the first thing, the hardest nut to crack with a lot of people, is for them to understand what the truth of all these problems is, to understand how the world is actually run. That is a very hard thing for people to come to terms with, because when you really stand back and look at how the world's run and you begin to find out about all of this stuff, it challenges every single concept that you had about reality. And the further you look into it, the more you begin to see that absolutely everything that you thought was true about reality and about this society is completely wrong. It's a complete illusion. This is a very hard thing for people to come to terms with. So this has got to be done gradually. I tend to use the monetary system because I find it to be an easy way of waking people up, simply because it affects everybody in every aspect of their lives. We live in societies that have been created in such a fashion that we absolutely need money in order to do anything. This is a completely ridiculous way to run a society based on a usurious-based monetary system, an interest-based monetary system. This is absolutely detrimental to all aspects of a free society, to anything that could be construed as good for the people or good for the progress of society. This can only ever be seen as a mechanism for financial slavery. And that's what this whole money system is designed to do. And this is what we're seeing in Iceland. So it's a very crucial thing for people to become aware of. That's something that I tend to use quite a bit. And the war on terror, the fake war on terror, the fact that this is happening, the whole way it went down, I mean, I don't know why people can't see that for what it is. I mean, just the whole weapons of mass destruction thing, and then they changed their story to say, oh, we wanted to free the people from Saddam, and look at what they've done since. And then basing the whole thing on the 9/11 attacks anyway, which was so orchestrated, folks. I mean, the whole September 11th attack scenario, I mean, in truth, folks, it boggles the mind to think that anyone could possibly believe the official story under any form of scrutiny at all. And folks, if you're someone out there who does believe the official story of 9/11, go and give it a little bit of scrutiny. Really look at the footage. Go and look at some of the documentaries that have been made about the September 11th attacks and get with the program. Look at what's going on here, folks, and understand that this is the lengths that these people are prepared to go to in order to carry out their plans and in order to introduce this global system that they're attempting to put in place. So that's the thing, folks. That's why it's so hard to fix the problem, is because of most people's inability to recognize that there is a problem. And in some people it is their downright refusal to acknowledge that there's a problem. A lot of this stems simply from ego and pride. It stems from the education system. You can't tell me that I'm not informed. I'm educated, and I come from a better social standard. I come from a better upbringing. You know, all of the division among people. Nobody wants to listen to anybody else. Everyone's been taught to believe that they are right in all that they do. Oh, don't you dare listen to anybody that tells you that you're not a powerful being. Well, you're all powerful beings, yes, but don't take it as an ego thing. And take it as understanding your connection to self and your connection to the energy and your connection to each other, your connection to God. That's what makes you a powerful being. Knowing what your actual connection to reality is, that's what makes you a powerful being. Not having more stuff, not having a bigger ego and thinking that you're better than anybody else and that everybody is put there as a commodity for you and that there's a sucker born every minute for you to profit from. This is not how you become a powerful being. This is not how you should be living your life. And this is not what power is. Power is an understanding of your connection to reality. Power is an understanding of your connection to God, your connection to self, your connection to others. Power is an understanding of how the system works and how you don't have to do what this system demands that you do. Understanding that this system is simply run by people, just like you. They've just manipulated themselves into positions of power. And they are very much now attempting to consolidate and hold on to that power and to never ever relinquish that power. Because those that are in power will do everything in their power to always retain that power. This is a known fact, it's a known historical fact, and it's a known trait of human psyche, especially when someone gets to that energetic state, folks, where they are simply feeding off the fear and control that they can exert over others. As I said a couple of shows ago, this is almost like a drug to these people. So it is in the understanding that the solution lies with each of us. The solution lies with each of you. That is ultimately what will bring about change. This realization among the population. You can't expect anyone to provide the solution for you because the solution is yourself. The solution is through your refusal to comply with what is going on. By being prepared to speak out and not being afraid to speak out. By gently waking up those around you. There are some who won't wake up. They won't wake up till it gets a lot worse. But that's just the way it is for them. But essentially, don't be idle on this information. Get flyers out to people. Put notices on public notice boards. Sign the petitions. Make noise. Call your politicians. Let them know that the cat is out of the bag. Start paying attention to what's being taught to your children. Pay attention to the workings, the mechanisms, the shadow play that goes on behind the scenes that appears as a series of coincidences possibly in whatever major world event has just occurred. Quite often you will find these coincidences there, folks, and so many coincidences simply don't happen all the time unless you are a coincidence theorist. You've just got to look for the signs, folks, because when you begin to understand the signs and you begin to read the signs, then the workings, the mechanism behind this whole global corporate monstrosity, it all becomes very transparent. It becomes predictable, and it becomes transparent when you have gained the right type of eyes. There are indeed changes coming to the earth, and we are the ones that are responsible for these changes. These changes aren't simply going to occur by matter of course. It is us who will choose the direction of these changes, the direction that humankind will take from this point through this change of cycle. The new